try and get the best out of your team. But my team on Dream Team is Immunity, and I've got one of the Aussies on there as well. But never mind that. It is NaVi versus LGB. NaVi will be starting on the CT side. Look at that flashbang. Is it gonna get anything? Is he gonna get anything out of it? There's nobody down there, but the bomb is in fact in Palace. And look at this. They're gonna run through the smoke. It's gonna be a trade here. Zeus taking down Polly and Jacob taking down Zeus. So Starrick still creeping. Oh, has he got enough bullets to get the frag? Oh, it looks like Polly did a lot of damage to Jacob. He's going to get an assist on Edward's frag. PRB going down as well. He is subbing in here for Rain, who cannot make it on this particular Wednesday. But the cleanup operation will come in the name of NaVi, who will proceed to the next round with 3 surviving players.
Yeah, it's cool though. I mean, they got a couple frags. They got the bomb down. You know, they're going to be able to keep the pressure on the CT economy. So that's always really, really nice. And
Scoot.
I mean, personally, whenever I'm playing, I'm always relieved when there's a pistol round and I'm playing T's and we get a bomb down. Because then it doesn't like quite feel like you lost because you only have to eco once. So it doesn't really feel like you actually lost a round. But they actually opted to get armor on 2 players. I know JChem, who's one of the 2 players, did actually get a couple of frags, so can justify that. But that cost, you know, it's a bit of an impact on the rest of the players. But that said, it just means that they can still buy AKs, but just not loads of grenades next round. So that's the kind of sacrifice. Oh, hello! Polly and Zevis meeting the end of Guardians. Scouts gets 3 in a row before JChem finally puts an end to that spree. And LGB are going to get all cleaned up by the remainder of the NaVi lineup. 2-0 now the score as NaVi are looking pretty hot, but now comes the buy from LGB, and as you can see, some of the players, they can only just get armor AK, so there is a TeamSpeak issue, so we'll have a 1-minute little pause here.
Guardian fully prepared to ruin lives here, 4-2 at the moment, very nice. And while we have a quick break in this match, I'll just want to remind you guys, CSGO Lands have partnered with us for this charity drive we're doing today for Special Effects and this upcoming Game Blast weekend. bit.ly/donate Game Blast for more information. So all these Asimovs you're seeing, these StatTrack Asimovs, these AWP Asimovs, the StatTrack Booms, the AKs, all of these are going to be given away to people who have donated to this charity drive. So if you want to be a part of that, it is justgiving.com/Faceit. And all monies will be sent directly to the charity. They do not go via us. They'll go there straight away. I think we have raised just over £2,000 at the moment, and I believe 340 of you have now taken part in that. So
you guys are awesome.
Yeah, exactly. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for that. So we've got 21 very nice skins there from CSGO Lounge, along with lots of Razor gear, Faceit premium stuff, G2A codes, and other things. There are more things coming up, but we are back into the round, and the AKs are coming out here for LGB. 1 Galil on Rubino, as they did plant the bomb in the first round. That will enable them to buy in the third. Seeds of a Shoxy-esque flashbang on the way there, excuse me. Guardian still causing havoc with that mini AWP. I wonder if he can jump over that wall actually and sit on top of it.
I think he can actually.
I think he tried to, but I don't know if it would see to the bottom of the stairs, but it may show him enough to get the cheekiest of cheeky frags. Valve, please remove this nonsense from the game.
Well, the bomb is cycling back around T-spawn. You can see that, you know, really they had a lot of players towards middle to get this presence on middle, and now after they had enough people on middle to get the position they needed, they can pull them all the way back, and they can get their execute going for that multi-pronged attack onto the A-bomb site.
Ooh,
and in come the players. We've got all the players here for LGB moving in at once. Got one in CT spawn, and he can get taken down immediately by Guardian, but that is a massive movement all over the map there for LGB. They're going to actually take down 3 players as well with that movement, so really nice stuff from them. Edward working on the retake though, able to pick up 1 frag from Connector, but with so many players left, with all these positions, it's going to be really hard for him. He loses his friend seized as well to PRB, so Edward's just going to back away and save. But I actually really like the method behind this round from LGB.
Okay, so they do get their first round on the board with their first buy as well. Let's look at the money situation for NaVi following the conclusion of this round. Edward, that's a nice angle actually. But unbeknownst to him, they are creeping behind him. You can see Zevez. Oh, he's not in fact going to push the apps at the end there. And we can see the cash now for the CT side. I'm not going to see an open Guardian anytime soon unless Starix buys one for him and goes with no armor. Oh, indeed he will actually.
I think that last round was a good premonition from LGB to really show that they have a very good grasp of how to play a default round on this map that works for them.
You have to expect LGB looking for possibly an eco push, but Guardian.
Oh, you brave man! Guardian goes down though. He did get the tag on Zevez, but that is not good enough. Guardian, my god. Moving up with no support, no nades, no nothing. Just his AWP, that was his only friend there.
He was so close to finding the first frag on the player who was standing in the entrance to B apps as well. But just before a pixel showed, he went down. And Guardian's wondering, why isn't he dead? You should be dead! Why aren't you dead?
Convinced it was a torso shot, but it must be legs.
The B is in control of the T's now. You can see JKM just going through to make sure it's completely clear at the moment as the bomb is starting to creep. But as he does that, C's is going to come up short and he may catch the bomb planter. Bomb does go down and Polly won't go down soon afterwards. In fact, he will find the frag. JKM clears up Starix. And that's 2 for 2 for LGB on the buy rounds.
Indeed. I really like how they're playing T at the moment.
Well, this is, as they said themselves, their stronger side.
I can see why. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing more here from them. So you're gonna reserve judgment. I guess we've only got 4 rounds played at the moment, but they are expecting the pistols from NaVi because they know that they're broke now. So they're just playing it really slow and defensively. So that's pretty standard, But I just like how LGB's approach is to taking middle. Granted, the previous rounds, Guardian kind of made it a little bit easier for them by actually just, again, kind of going for that push all by himself, up middle, no support or anything. Oh, it's a very brave move. I'm not sure how much I'm a fan of it personally, but it's Guardian after all, so... I mean, even if he does get the 1 frag, that means potentially like 2 or 3 players there. It's hard to call that, but either way. LGB just slowly clearing out some of these close ranges, trying to play together. And NaVi actually, meanwhile, pushed everyone to B because they've actually got a guy pushed on apartments in Palace. And so that's given them the information that they can make that play. But here he goes. Starix waiting there, but Rubino's going to spot that one out. So methodical and systematic the way that LGB are moving through the map. And it has given them such a good advantage now, as NaVi are nowhere to be seen on the site because they had already rotated towards B. Smoke's going down, and this is looking like a very good take of the bomb site. No way in here for NaVi, and even JKM going for the flank finds himself the kill onto the Zeus. 2 players coming in from T-spawn for NaVi, but you got to wonder how much damage they can really accomplish here on these exits. So it looks like actually Polly goes down. He actually had an AWP and everything. C's going to pick up the AWP. It would definitely be in the interest of LGB to try and shut this down because they can't let this AWP survive. C's backing away, picks up another kill. LGB scrambling to try to get rid of this AWP out of the hands of C's. And they do get the spray. Edward is not close enough to pick it up. And there you go. Threat eliminated for the cost of only 2 players. I think that's a pretty good bargain right there.
You know, I have to be honest with you, Dan. I really wanted that, Flipside, to qualify for our league. And I was sad when they didn't. But, obviously, with LGB qualifying, I've kept a close eye on them and watched pretty much all their matches since. And I'm really looking forward to seeing them in this league. I'm really looking forward to that. And I saw their interview recently. They seem like a cool bunch of guys. And they're doing well so far. One round up against NaVi. Don't know how experienced NaVi will be versus LGB. I'm expecting LGB will be working on more info on their opponents and vice versa.
Now this is an interesting round here. They have the bomb up towards middle. It can commit to either B or A, but they've got 2 players who moved in close to middle through underpass. There's nobody to be seen in connector. Absolutely no one. But there is Guardian moving in from CPL. Now, how's the timing going to work out here? Is Guardian going to find a good moment to peek out? It does get smoked off. That's good.
He can jump on those wooden table supports to peek, but jumping, if they're pre-aiming the spot, could mean his death before he can even fire his gun.
I really like this here from LGB.
Look at the control of Connector here. They've got 2 guys in there, one watching short, one watching A site, as the remainder of their players are on A slope with Rubino in Palace. This is really good, and NaVi are going to be in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, Jacob going to go in with a quick fire there to jungle. Nice move here to help alleviate some pressure as his teammates move up through Palace and through Slope. They have everything covered. It's all down to hitting the shots here for NaVi. Guardian able to only get 1 there as LGB roll on into that bomb site. Seized coming in now from jungle. The bomb does go down, gets a quick frag. Now just another one-on-one, and he's golden. NaVi messing up the flash though. There's lots of time to play with for Seized. He's got all the time in the world to play this slow. Make sure he can win the one-on-one, and there it is. Gonna pick it up. Seized with an excellent save there. And if we do a quick check on the money, you can really see how terribly badly NaVi really needed this round. So
that was really sad actually for LGB, because that was so well executed on the A
was.
site. The way they were covering the angles as well, you could see one of the players who took connector. I think he got the frag onto jungle, then was holding an angle onto Shadow, which stopped anyone from coming out to Shadow to peek towards, what do you call it, Lego or something? On A slope.
Tetris,
that's what I was looking for.
boxes.
Yeah, Tetris, that works. So the small detail here in their executes is quite nice to see, despite them not being able to finish off the round there. And Starix makes more of a nuisance of himself.
There's even like another point I can make about it, but about earlier, how they handled earlier in the round. But we'll save that for later, as they are taking middle here. It's a very different setup actually from LGB. They've instead positioned players closer towards B actually, and taking connectors still heavily in their interest to obscure what they're actually doing, as well as having a good way to block rotation and generally just make life difficult for NaVi. So if they could get connected, that would be very strong. But they're down a man already. Got 2 players moving in towards B. They're trying to thin out the numbers here and apply that pressure towards the B and middle area to see if they can get that bomb on the B bomb site. But NaVi defending well. And so far, it is LGB who are suffering. Still holding their ground at the moment as 2 players from B apps, BRB and Poly, make their way back. But JChem's really holding this down. Spots the leg just in time for the switch. Doesn't get the kill though. Zeus surviving, 19 health. Zeus going to be able to scout out everything in middle if he wants. And PRB and Poly going to have to be on point right now. Zeus going to try to flash himself in for some peaks there towards A, but now they know that it's going to be towards B. In they go. Seas gets immediately taken down by PRB. Good play there. Edward picks up one onto Poly. Bomb gets planted though, so that is small consolation here for PRB. Got 2 players to find though. Sprays down the first. Zeus, 19 health left on him. PRB with every chance to make this one work as they creep between that smoke there, or rather the smoke between them to obscure vision. And Zeus might just spot PRB any moment now, starting to get a bit anxious. That bomb is ticking further and further, but look how well PRB has avoided Zeus here. He has played the cat and mouse game perfectly, by the book, and Zeus has no way. He even gets the frag. PRB, excellent round from him. 3-3 now. 4-3 now as LGB take a very important round, and that is crippling.
Yeah, that must have been super frustrating from Zeus. And the rotation of PRB over to the bench area makes it even worse for Zeus, because once he gets around to the van, he has to check the van, see the players behind there. Just that little extra thing. And you can see he tries to pre-fire. As soon as he pre-fires, then they know where Zeus is, and it makes it even easier to exploit him, basically.
And I like this. They're going in for a very fast play into the B-bomb site against the ecoing CTs. To be honest, you can see that their buy itself is pretty weak. In fact, they've opted, instead of like buying rifles and just having rifle armor, they've actually gone Nade's Tech 9 armor, which is really interesting because, of course, that's going to be much more helpful on a big push, big rush. So, and they can always pick up the AKs in the following round. So I actually like that decision from them. as it does make the rush stronger and the after plant stronger as well. So good stuff here from LGB. Oh, also another point about that as well is that not only does it make the rush and the after plant stronger, but if teammates die with the AKs, they can pick them up and make use of them as well. So it's a nice choice. The nade's indispensable in a round like this. And LGB locking it down. Still not enough cash to really put forward a good buy, but NaVi don't want to let this get away from them. They need to put the pressure back on, so they are forced to just buy up FAMASs here, and they have a limited stock of grenades to go with it.
I'm wondering what NaVi will have to offer LGB on the opposite sides. I'm really interested to see that, actually, especially with how LGB said that side there weaker, but never mind that for now. There is a two-man push here from NaVi, very unlike NaVi. Charging into Palace there. Although Starix is very aggressive on low A normally, but he's going to at least get a trade frag, and that's going to speed up LGB and make them rotate to be a bit faster. Edward getting taken down in the ladder room as well. Seized. Going to have the angle on short. There's a second frag as well. He's in control of the bomb. That's going to allow his teammates to rotate, and he is wasting so much time. Almost gets his third frag, leaving PRB on only 10 HP. Does have a teammate on the site in the name of JChem. So it's 2 versus 2 as the bomb falls once again, and now JChem is in a difficult situation.
Starts and eliminates him immediately. But LGB are doing really well clocking these T rounds, and it's not just that they're winning the rounds for me. It's the way in which they're winning some of the rounds. Of course, there was the really clutch round from PRB, but besides that, you can see that there are stages to how they approach the round. Every player is in a certain position to do a certain job. Everything is you can see the thought behind what they're doing. So I'm always a massive fan when we see that. And this time we've got another scrappy buy coming in. 2 players, Tech 9s, but favouring the grenades.
CTs. They've completely abandoned mid straight away, and they've put the extra man, Guardian, onto the A site. So they've expected a rush. Again, Starix with a very aggressive positioning. He's going to fall down pretty quickly. Not sure if the CTs will be able to get any nades in. Zeus is in the middle of no man's land right now. He can't see the person who's right next to him. Let's see who finds the other person first. Smoke is going to limit the CTs, but that spray, C's going to take down PRB and make this
still there.
Free.
He's still sitting there. Now finally the smoke goes away and he gets a free kill. This is ridiculous. Now it's Guardian in a 1-on-2. Rubino is incredibly low though, and he's going to take down JChem, the strength, the healthy player, sorry, the one that was very strong. But there's 50 seconds, and Rubino fancies himself a bit of a runaround potentially. And this is the dance right now. That's actually quite smart there from Guardian, trying to outsmart Rubino. But Rubino's not having any of it just yet, and instead is slowly going to make his way through. He knows that if Guardian's going to come through there, he's going to have to crawl through, and he's going to get a good engagement if that happens. So Guardian now is in a horrible position where he's just got to wait in the middle of the map and just let the bomb go down. There's nothing else he can do. Can't even hear it from there. So this should allow a decent amount of time here for Rubino, at least a good 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds to get himself on a nice position to defend this bomb. But he's only got 6 health here. Just 1 bullet's going to do it from Guardian. That bomb ticking away. Rubino has to find the head. He's going to find the head! Guardian has dropped out of nowhere, and Rubino picks up the clutch. PRB having his clutch round. Rubino having his clutch round. These guys are stepping up as a team, but also individually.
Yes, yeah, they're doing very, very good so far, and NaVi are forced onto the eco here. Guardian hasn't had as many opportunities as he would have liked to have had with his big green gun. Standard, ooh, I was going to say standard layout here from the CTs, but Zeus trying to charge up mid. Will not happen. Sevez will force Starix from his position and punish him for it. Looking like a fairly clean eco so far here for the Norwegians. Norwegian side. C's the only one remaining.
They're on Tech 9s all the time, which is really interesting because one of the reasons why they're doing that is because they could be getting AKs, but they just want to have full grenades every time, which I find really, really interesting. And that's actually quite smart because they obviously know how to use this combination. Because the nades you need to get map control, you need the nades to get good positions. Even if you have an AK if you have an AK with no nades and you can't get positioned, then that just sucks. Like, what are you going to do with the AKs? You've got to actually win Angels. So instead, by using the nades, you can use grenade setups for team play. You can pressure the opponent. You can remove like positions for them, make positions stronger for you. So I just love that, the ethos behind that.
You can see NaVi have got a bit of a mixed bag out here to try and balance the money between the team. Edward going for a mag 7 no armor. Zeus got to drop a bit lower than some of his teammates, going for the armor and the CZ along with 2 flashes, as we have a 4-man setup here on the A-bomb site with Edward trying to spot on the B. Has a nasty gun to go with him as well. You can see in the mid area we have a 3-man stack just playing map control at the moment, and we are going to see a 2-pronged assault onto the B bomb site. See if this mag 7 can get any work done. That Molotov's going to cause some trouble. Ooh, gets a dink onto 10 HP, but no frags whatsoever. That's a big gun down. Only 2 players remaining. Zeus has lost his armor and his CZ, so that was a waste of money, as there are still 5 players remaining. But with not much to save here, Starix and Seeds could do a lot of damage actually, because 4 of the 5 players are heavily damaged on the LGB side.
This is just another great execute round from LGB. They you could see how they set up the 2 players in the B apps. They took middle together with 3 guys. They set up the grenades, and they just went in for the kill. They just had the good execute. Obviously, they've rehearsed it quite a lot. It's not one we've seen so far. We've played 12 rounds. And we didn't see it until the 12th round. So obviously, this team has pretty much a bit of everything. Well, it has a bit of everything. Like they have the executes, they've got the individual skill, they've got the clutch players, they've got good fragging, they've got good AWPer. They've pretty much got good. I think I would say they got a good caller as well from some of the stuff that I've seen. So yeah, I feel like LGB are a fairly complete team at the moment. So it's no wonder that they have consistently been showing better and better results.
Well, we'll have to see how complete they are on the CT side, which is still to come. But for now, they have a 4-round lead against NaVi.
Another execute or potential fake here.
Let's see what he's aiming for here. It's obviously a CT smoke, which I'm not going to follow too much because we know it's going to happen. Can do the flashbangs though.
All right, so the bomb is actually over towards the B side of the map here, and the player who's playing that spot is not sure what to do with that. Like, is he trying to push or what? They've seen the play come into A, but they've seen no players. So this fake is pretty well telegraphed at this point. NaVi not sure exactly what's going on. In fact, now though they have 4 players towards A, all of a sudden, which seems quite strange now, since the nades like went over ages ago and there's been no one spotted for ages. Either way, could have been just a double bluff there. It wasn't. Polly's on the site now with the AWP. He does get taken down. Thinking about it, if NaVi did expect a double bluff there, that would have actually been quite a smart move from LGB.
Yeah, sometimes it happens.
Yeah, that's true.
But they threw a hell of a lot of smokes onto the site. I mean, like the connector jungle area was pretty heavily smoked, so maybe it was a few too many for them to expect that. But hey, either way, NaVi only had 1 player over to B for the longest time, so sometimes you make the right play, but the round still went in the way of NaVi.
So I think this is another round where I think we're going to see an A play. I think this is where LGB, they try to put like 3 or 4 players into the effort to take mid, and then they'll cycle 2 back. Or like 1 or 2, like probably 2 back towards T slope once they've got 2 players around connector. We saw that early on from them in like round 4 or something, and that was like really awesome to watch. And at the moment, NaVi, they don't have the strongest connector presence ever, so LGB could very well win connector again. They've dropped the bomb here all the way back because again they don't need it right now. And Edward goes for the peek. Excellent work there. That's exactly what you need to do against LGB here. Don't let them get the positioning that they want. And now they've lost 2 men before the pushes even come in. They have to go for another call right now.
Guardian's been kept out of the game for the longest time, getting smoked off, Molotov'd off, but the rest of his team still getting the frags here.
Starix is like...
I was going to say, only Zeus has taken some damage, and I've realized that, wait, Starix has shot Zeus in the head.
He's like looking at him for a while as well, and he's like, no, I'm going to shoot him now. This is like... thinks he's Hellraiser's team. Alright, so Polly is left over with the AWP. So I think that with what NaVi did here, it was really smart, because up until this round, largely speaking, NaVi, apart from that early round where Guardian pushed up middle by himself with the AWP and just got killed, got a tag and got killed, they haven't really I mean, they have a Palace push here or there with a couple players, but usually it's when they're kind of on a pistol round. But they haven't really challenged LGB before they get their setups going, which is kind of the point I'm making. And I think that's maybe where they could be weak.
Well, I'd say pretty much every round, Starix tries to push lower A. Like, he does it multiple times, but we can come back to that a bit later as the offensive and counter-offensive is on the B bomb side. The rush is coming in from the T's. Only one play down from NaVi so far. Edward and C's cleaning things up here. Only Polly remains versus 3. He's got the AK, he's got the bomb, he's got a minute 15. So he could even rotate. He's seen a player there. He could just walk out of the site here.
Oh my goodness. If he had gotten that kill, that would have been really interesting with all the smokes down. But
yeah, I was going to say, like, Starix on the A site, normally he likes to push lower A. And you saw in a very early round as well, they threw a flashbang. Like the way you saw Nip recently throwing nades over during pistol rounds and so on. But they threw a flashbang over to allow him to peek. I think that was the pistol round, but there was nobody there on that occasion.
Yeah.
But Starix is traditionally, at least in the last few weeks, very aggressive on A slope.
And yeah, with those team flashes, it's really effective. But this is a good position there on top of the toll booth. PRB going to pick up 1 kill. It's 3 versus 4 now. As the kills are starting to go frag for frag. There's the bomb down there. Going to be reclaimed by NaVi, and they pick up the remaining kills as well. So NaVi doing what they absolutely had to, and that was pick up the pistol, which is going to be a huge sigh of relief for them because, you know, it is tied up, but this is a CT map. So you really want to get a good start on the CT. Sorry, a good start on the T half to really alleviate that pressure.
JKM's doing massive work here for LGB. Zevez, despite all the rounds they won on the T side, Zevez only has 3 frags.
That's really interesting.
But JKM has 19 frags. So he is going beast mode right now. He's like King Kong. He's on top of the building. He's got some blonde chick in his hand. And he's just smashing the place up, Dan.
All right, well, going to be an execute here onto the A bomb site. And actually isolating all of LGB outside of the site with the smokes. They're going to want to take the fight to the players of NaVi, though, straight through. And NaVi are dealing with it very well, so looks like it seems to be over.
Oh, could have got a second frag there. Edward only on 26 HP. Starix coming in for support. Going to be knocking on heads.
I like that they're trying to keep the pistol armor alive here. I mean, it's very unlikely that with the ranges and everything, they're going to take the round, so at least they can you know, do something interesting in the next rounds for the next eco with the pistol armor. I mean, they can do all sorts of stuff. Actually, if I was NaVi, I'd probably want to hit B quite hard, just because it's, I don't know, what would you, because if you had, let's say, 2 players with pistol armor, what would you do with them? If you're going to play with them, would you rush mid or rush Palace? I think I would do those 2 things before I would put those 2 players on B.
I'd say rushing mid depends on their spawns, because you want to get close to the middle wall before they can see you, ideally. You could boost one onto the site on B, but then he may get like 1 frag and then that's a wrap. You could potentially put one at the end of the balcony on the B bomb site, but yeah, Shadow Palace, etc. They stack B.
They stack B. Yeah, that's actually really interesting because I would have expected, because usually you see a lot of rounds. Fnatic very commonly do this as well. They hit B on to anti the pistols / pistol armor. I'll just do a really fast B rush execute because it's much harder to deal with the pistols than hitting A, because A has loads of angles and it's easier to rush it as the CTs. Easier to rush mid as well. So I like that. I kind of playing against the meta there a little bit. LGB gambling for that B defense, but wasn't to be. Rubino and Jacob are still alive actually with pistol armor, so they might be able to pick up some cheeky exits.
Excuse me.
James, you're dying.
It's not a good day for me.
Do you need medicine, James?
I don't know what I need. Water, probably. Like lots of water over a period of days.
H2O. You're not drinking any water.
No, like yesterday, I just had a lot of coffee and not much actual H2O. I woke up with lips like elephant feet. That's never good. So Polly with the AWP, Guardian rolling with the AK for the time being. Lots of money in the bank, however, for the NaVi side. That could indeed just completely disappear, subject to how this round continues. Look at the map control here from the CTs. Polly's going to have a look at the underpass, keep their backs covered. Nice smoke there. Just going to close off the options. Almost like Inferno Banana suddenly mid have turned into. As the CCs all suddenly vacate and stack the sites, just in case there's a fast push here. Like a reactionary push. Guardian holding an angle on a gap. And that's why you throw precise smokes, my friends. So there are no gaps.
We like gaps.
There are no gaps. There is no spoon.
Okay, so Poly very tentatively going to go for a bit of a peek on middle there, but NaVi have actually creeped all the way back around T-spawn, looking for that A play. And they do actually have a player who's actually quite far out. He moved with the smoke, and he's all along the platform there. They spotted Zeus now. Does get eliminated. There was no support for him there. That's really strange. Zeus just out there alone. Now his team comes in, and already though, LGB, after seeing Zeus, they're going for it. There's basically 4 players already here. The smokes are going down. Look at this boost. That is fantastic team play there from LGB. Impromptu boost over the top into the side. Takes down the planter. That's going to buy extra time. The entire lineup of LGB is now surrounding this area, and the bomb is only just gone down. Sees looking for some frags there. Almost gets it with the spray. The switch from one player to the next, but it's going to be the rounds here for LGB. And as we can see, it was a pretty timely moment to pick one up. The money is not looking too hot for them. And Guardian is going to be on that AWP still. So going to be very curious to see what kind of timing he's going to be playing with. So let's have a look. He's not... Okay, he's got a spawn for middle. And where is Poly? Where is his spawn? His spawn is also actually decent for middle. So might have a clash of the AWPers here. It's going to be Guardian that wins that one, just as the smoke rolls in as well from his teammate. And this is a nice start for NaVi.
Yeah, Rubino is going to be in solid control of that connector area. You can see he smokes it off there. That will give him vision over the smoke as well, should he need it, so he can keep an eye on short from time to time. Meanwhile, Zeus does know that there may be presence, and he will just be keeping an eye on things. Maybe throwing in a smoke of his own later on. Indeed, there it comes. As Seized is in Palace, so he's going to have the attention of the CTs. But look at the positioning from PRB now. He may be trying to get an aggressive frag with a view to stopping a pronged assault. Now they've lost control of the connector, and it will be the bomb as well, which will give them information, hopefully, for his team to rotate. You can see the rotations just begins. It's almost like Mario Kart there in CT Spawn, trying to get to the CT area of A as soon as possible, but the bomb is planted for short. And if you have a look at the position of NaVi, they already have a player in place.
Oh, they're going
there
for that boost again. Do they get anything from this? It's going to be unlikely, it would seem. And I think a save is definitely quite a smart player, because they really have, like, no money. So keeping 2 weapons alive is going to be good. Look at that pop flash there. That is brutal. That's hilarious. Awesome work.
That is a veritable massacre
by Edwards. They ran in fear of the beard. So 11-9, LGB struggling to pick up rounds on the CT side, just as NaVi did. And NaVi haven't been letting go of the match ever since winning that pistol. Guardian's still on the AWP.
This may be the anti-eco play you were talking about, Dan.
Yeah, it seems like they're going to go for that. It's a little bit slow, but of course they want to make sure they're walking, so that if there's a player on short, he's not going to hear a push coming. So it's
leaving the site.
It's a contact push here, rush on contact, and now they spotted the players. Guardian going to actually take one of them down, and the play is going quite well here for NaVi. Able to get the bomb planted now, as PRB and Rubino are the last one standing, and they've only taken down Edward so far, so far so good for NaVi. So good.
Indeed, they seem to be stabilizing on the T side. This is the side. I mean, it was really interesting seeing the strats from LGB on the T side, but their defense on the CT side is just as interesting, especially following that interview where they said it was somewhat surprisingly the weaker side. So we'll see how NaVi can exploit this. And they seem to be exploiting it well so far. Look at all that cash in the bank. Only Edwards to die, so you'll still have much following this buy, as you can see there. Lots of money in the bank. While LGB are just about eking the buy here. And if this round doesn't go their way, then they're going to be in dire straits.
Guardian again real quick. He's actually gone for the apartments push, the palace push. Not going to find anything, and meanwhile we had actually a 3-player peak here. Connector, short, and CPL for LGB, quickly checking middle. But NaVi, very, very cautious towards middle. Only just now putting a player there, I believe it's Edward. He's there, and they've got a player coming from underpass as well. Nobody in connector just yet. We do have a player on the other side, and this is a smoke I really love to see when you kind of send it deeper into connector, which allows you to go inside, and there's a CT on the other side. He doesn't know where you are, but you're in connector, so that's always really nice.
Okay, Jacob is in this position that we've mentioned before, where you can just walk up the corner of those boxes, and it'll put you in this sneaky position, which is very hard to see if you're walking through the apps. And Rubino, late entrance into connector after holding it early in previous rounds. A bit of a change up there will allow him to do some damage. Edwards, sneaky jumps in and out of CPL there. Going to get another frag for his team, making it a 3 versus 2. Bomb is going to be planted on the A bomb site, and there it goes down. And Edward just holding the flank in a sneaky position. He will hit all of this jumping and find the frag as well. One player remaining, that's Zeves. He's going to try and get a trade. Does manage to get it, so he's in a 2v1 now.
It's a really good play there from Edward, though, and there shouldn't be much chance for Zeves to do this after they know exactly where he is.
He's got no kit.
Okay, there you go. There's the first peak. Stark's not going to waste a lot of time. Zeves, there's just nothing he can do in this position, and I thought that the round might go a little bit poorly for them as they got Zeus into connector, but he got Rubino peeked it, and he actually got taken out. Zeus, that is, in connector much earlier than he should have been for the push, when the push was actually supposed to be timed to actually go in. And NaVi recovered very well though, and LGB definitely in a terrible state at the moment because NaVi only 3 rounds away from winning this. They got an amazing bank. LGB have nothing but pistols right now. This should be a given this round here for NaVi, and Zeves is the only guy with a rifle. He's got 3 mates with him on the A site, but once again NaVi going for that contact play into B.
Okay, but let's see who makes contact with who, as this is a dangerous position for NaVi if they do not check this corner. Jacob, fires a bit early there. He could have had lots of information and got potentially multiple frags for his team, but he went to engage the first player he saw, didn't get the frag, and Starek still faking the bomb. Almost takes down Polly though, going for the wallbang. So very safe play here from NaVi. They've got all the time in the world, no need to plant it really quickly. There's the frag from C's. PRB though with the CZ. Trying to get a frag, get out there. He's only got 5 HP, 4 versus 3. He may go for the safe here with that AK.
He will indeed get himself out of there, over towards T-spawn. Only 2 players taken down, and LGB, they look great on the T side, but as you said, as you predicted, they are faltering massively on CT. NaVi playing some good default rounds. Honestly, I mean, the thing is that LGB, they did lose the pistol as well, and they've never really gotten the ball rolling. They've kind of like lost the wrong rounds to lose. You know what? You know where you like basically you reset yourself on the money bonus, and you like win a round, and then you like lose one immediately after. It feels like LGB got put in that situation once, which basically loses you loads of rounds, and you have you can't buy in most of them, so it's really awkward. No momentum is what I'm saying. Long story short, maybe the matters can be changed here by LGB now that they have the buy in their hands, but maybe not, because Guardian still is the king of middle here.
Yeah, and Starex is supporting with another AWP over to the A site. So Guardian not going to be challenged for the time being. Smoke going into the CPL area, and got more frags coming in over to the A site. Zeus going to be taking down Rubino. Trade coming in from PRB. He's trying to escape Edward. He's pushing connector as well. He is in trouble. He's got action coming in from almost front and back. It will finally fall to Edward. Bomb still in T-spawn at the moment, as there are 2 CTs remaining, but all of a sudden Jacob manages to square it up 2-2, and look how spread out the final remaining NaVi players are. With Starex running in T-spawn at the moment, Jacob may hear him from mid. He probably does, and can make the call. You can see the rotation coming in from Zeves. That may be from the call from Jake, but look at C's. He's in a flank position. That's one person they won't know about. He's coming from B apartments as well, so they surely cannot expect that kind of flank.
So this is a really interesting situation now. This is good. Noise has been made. That's going to sure seize the frag now as the distraction's in play. Zevis now by jungle. Going to peek out and spot seized. But that's the information to Starix. He knows exactly where to look. Pulls the trigger. And Zevis goes down. That's match point now for NaVi. And this could be the last round of the European stream here for the first day of the Faceit League 2015.
Indeed, we are on the verge of seeing NaVi's first ever victory, or even completed game in the Faceit League again. They never made it into the league due to scheduling issues in the previous year, but they are finally here for us all to enjoy. And Polly is going to enjoy firing a bullet into Guardian's face. At least he has that, even if they may not win the match. Jacob with a second frag, so don't count LGB out just yet. Let's look at the money quickly for the T side. Still a fair amount sloshing around there in the NaVi towers. 5 versus 3, so LGB looking good to take this round. They are, however, up against two AWPs, though none of which are being carried by Guardian, so we'll see the prowess of Starix and Zeus specifically, as Starix does sometimes pick up second AWPs, Zeus, though not so often.
It is quite an interesting situation because in reality, with all the amount of time that's left as well, all NaVi actually have to do is just like find a frag or two to create an opening or an opportunity or force a rotation, and then read it well and then just put the players in the right spots, and you can have yourself around. And Zeus has already pushed up here quite far on B. If they try to peek him, could actually get a frag there, and Starix is now on the angle as well, but they've already heard the AWP rattle off once. They're not going to peek him again. But you can see that there's lots of opportunity here for NaVi to actually open up this round. But LGB playing this quite well. Zeus does even get the tag there through the wall, but not the finishing shot. Polly gets the air shot there onto Zeus, and that's going to be the round cleaned up. It's really tidy from LGB. They played that end round situation super well by not peeking at all.
Yeah, C's going for the AK this time as opposed to the second AWP. So only Guardian are rocking the big green gun for his team. Polly will be obviously on the other side with the AWP. So Guardian looks like he's heading towards... he's heading for the passive defensive play, while Polly will just be holding the angle. He is in position, and he will get smoked off. No gaps to be found in that smoke, so he's going to be forced to rotate entirely. Guardian still holding the angle for now. Lots of time on the clock. This is NaVi after all. 20 seconds is an age for this team. So we can see Zeus moving into the underpass position. While Edward takes an aggressive position up top, maybe peeking into connector soon with his teammate, and having a look into short as well. Oh, he's not checking his angles properly, but still manages to find a frag onto Jacob. So that's an early start there. Early advantage. Guardian...
Oh my god,
I don't
Guardian.
know what just happened there, but I guess he wants to see more rounds.
You monster, Guardian. You monster. Polly takes down Guardian for his sins. There's a reckless AWPing. And there you go. Edward now only on 21 health against 3 players. They have him surrounded, and he's going to get taken down by Zevis. So 15 to 11. LGB only 4 away from forcing overtime. And once again, overtime rules in Faceit League are MR5 16k. So we're in for a long one if they're able to actually pull this back 4 rounds in a row. But still a lot of money in the coffers there for an RV to prompt a full buy. And another AWP for Guardian. As long as he doesn't pop a shot to a teammate's head, their luck should go a little bit better this round. But we'll have to see. They do have... actually, where is Guardian? Let's go to Guardian. He's at T-spawn. Alright.
Bouncing around.
And Polly, I think, was out in middle momentarily there. Yeah, Polly actually dropped down to middle to check underpass all by himself, so a bit of a risky move there. But NaVi is so slow, they're only just reaching those angles now. So Polly's back at CPL. Does get spotted, does rattle off a shot, forced back by Guardian though, as we have NaVi slowly working on some map control, finally. And LGB have moved around so much, but NaVi so little. It's quite scary to play against such a slow pace. You don't know what's going on necessarily just yet.
Oh, look, they've got all the way up to short as well, so I think we may see a B push here. There's only 2 people on the site. Look how far the rotation is for the CTs onto the A-bomb site. That Molotov will slow things down a tiny bit, but still no rotation from the A players. I haven't seen a bomb either, and after all, this is NaVi. Here we go, Guardians on the site. Zevez trying to hold, and now the rotation's coming in from the CTs, but will it be too late? This could be the last round there.
Yeah, it's a really, really bad odds right now for LGB. They have to retake. The bomb is down. There's fire, there's smoke, there's flashes, there's players all over the place. 4 of them as well for NaVi on the defense. PRB is able to open up Edward though on short. The trade comes in from Zeus though, as Polly has to go in close with the AWP. Got a player there. It's Guardian, puts a shot in his chest, and LGB are going to be